I found out today that my fiancée, the woman I've built a life with, sees me as nothing more than an emotionally supportive wallet. And she didn't say it in a moment of anger, not in a private confession, not even as a thoughtless joke. No, she said it in a group chat with her closest friends. The same chat where brides-to-be swap centerpiece ideas and compare wedding dress styles. Except, instead of talking about floral arrangements, they were sharing strategies on how to milk me for everything I had before she pivoted to someone better. Their words, not mine. Maybe I should back up. My name is Larry. I'm 34, and I work in digital marketing, mostly helping mid-sized businesses avoid websites that look like they were built in 2005. It's a solid career, not flashy, not millionaire status, but I have savings, I pay my bills on time, and I've never been evicted. Apparently, that's enough to qualify me as a rare catch in the dating world. That's how I ended up with Helena. She's 31, and her job is flexible depending on the day. PR, content strategy, brand building, whatever sounds best at the moment. In reality, most of her time is spent curating outfits that make her look important while posting about hustle culture from cafes that charge $8 for toast. We met at a party through mutual friends. She asked me what book I was reading, and I made the mistake of answering honestly. She laughed at my jokes, told me how refreshing it was to talk to someone who didn't bring up crypto first. And before I knew it, I was convinced I'd found someone special. She moved in after 8 months. Said her lease was expiring, her roommates were toxic. I agreed, split the rent, make it work. Except the split never happened. When rent was due, she was between freelance gigs. Then her car broke down. Then she had a billing issue with her bank. Then she needed help covering a dental emergency. There was always something. And to be fair, I said yes. Every single time. I wasn't stupid. I knew what was happening. But I liked her. She was magnetic, gorgeous, funny, sharp when she wanted to be. Relationships are about support, right? Sometimes one person carries more weight. Maybe this was just my turn. Except eventually, I was carrying everything. Rent, groceries, her phone bill, even the therapy dog she decided she needed because her aura felt heavy. I paid for a ring light and backdrop setup for her brand work. I told myself it was temporary, that once her career took off, things would even out. Instead, she just got better at spending without explanation. And still I proposed. It wasn't a grand affair, just the two of us. Quiet, intimate. She cried when I asked, told me I made her feel safe, like she could finally breathe. You'd think that was a good sign. But then came the wedding planning, or rather, the content planning. Every conversation was about which venue would look best in drone shots, how to create a luxury feel without looking like we were trying too hard. She showed me spreadsheets predicting follower bumps based on hashtag strategy. I wish I were joking. I nodded, smiled, paid the deposits. Then, one afternoon, I went into her iPad to check an Airbnb confirmation email for a trip we were planning. I opened the wrong tab by accident. The group chat was open. I wasn't snooping. I wasn't looking. But one message caught my eye. Larry is basically my emotionally supportive wallet at this point. I stared. Then I scrolled up. For 45 minutes, I read through the most humiliating conversation of my life. These weren't strangers. These were her best friends, her bridesmaids. And this was what they said about me. He'll pay for the honeymoon too, right? Girl, milk it. After the wedding, we'll do a hard pivot. He's safe, but he's not it. You deserve someone exciting. We can always stage something if he gets clingy. I sat there, numb, absorbing every word, every laughing emoji, every carefully laid out plan for my eventual replacement. When I finished, I closed the tab, set the iPad down, and went to make dinner. I didn't say a word. Didn't ask questions. Because apparently, I was just a wallet, supportive, but a wallet nonetheless. It's funny how quickly people relax when they think you're still in the dark. The next day, Helena was in an amazing mood, humming while making smoothies, even offering to help with groceries, which, in her world, meant Venmoing me $30 after I spent $110 on oat milk and frozen dumplings. I smiled, told her I appreciated the gesture. Inside, I was on airplane mode. 3 days later, she took me to brunch, her idea, of course, at a place that serves $19 scrambled eggs. She wanted to talk about the honeymoon. So I found this place in Bali, she said, pulling out her phone. It's not cheap, but it's so vibey. Private villas, open-air massages, couples yoga. Like dream content. I nodded. Sounds perfect, I said. She lit up, told me she'd start working on a mood board, that she had a whole TikTok series planned. Honeymoon hacks for the empowered bride, or something equally nauseating. I told her I'd handle the bookings. She pretended to protest, just long enough to seem selfless, then agreed. "You're so good at logistics," she said. She had no idea. That night, while she was live-streaming a skincare Q&A, I was opening a brand new checking account. Separate bank. New password. No shared logins. Just me and a clean slate. I moved 70% of my savings there. Then I called my leasing office. Our lease had 2 months left. I let them know I'd be vacating early. My cousin, a real person with real credit, would be taking over the space. Paperwork signed. Key transfer scheduled. Move-out date confirmed. Same weekend as her bachelorette trip. While she was ordering matching silk robes for her bridesmaids, I was renting a furnished one-bedroom in the next town over under a name she wouldn't recognize. While she was practicing her vows in front of a ring light, I was creating a little folder called the exit plan. But I wasn't done yet. I didn't cancel the honeymoon. That would have been too obvious. Instead, I made some adjustments. The flight stayed the same. The dates stayed the same. But the destination? That changed. From Bali to a wellness retreat in southern Arizona. Not a spa. Not a resort. A recovery center. Their slogan? Disconnect. Detox. Discover yourself. No Wi-Fi. Mandatory group reflection sessions. Vegan meals only. Shared bunk rooms. The website featured a testimonial from a woman who said, "I arrived with 3 suitcases and left with emotional clarity. I was betting on her not reading the fine print. She rarely did. And just to be sure, I started screenshotting everything. The group chat, the payment records, the texts where she joked about harnessing male stability. All of it went into a neat little PDF. I didn't confront her. I didn't argue. I just let her plan a future that would never happen. Because as far as she was concerned, I was still exactly what she thought I was, her emotionally supportive wallet. She had no idea I was about to close it forever. I titled it for you, with love, printed a single copy, and slipped it into a blank envelope. Then I waited. Helena's bridal shower was hosted by her friend Tara, the same one who once told her she needed a man who brought gifts, not emotional growth. A real salt-of-the-earth type. The event was exactly what you'd expect. White balloons, champagne, paper-thin signs, and elegant script saying she said yes and bride tribe. Helena was radiant, though not in a spiritual way. More like someone gearing up to post a well-lit, perfectly curated engagement photo with all the right brand tags. I arrived late on purpose, carrying her favorite overpriced oat milk latte. The one with lavender syrup that makes the barista hate me every time I order it. I kissed her cheek, handed her the drink, and whispered, "You're going to be a beautiful bride." She beamed, oblivious, mid-selfie with a cake pop. That's when I slipped the envelope into her bag. No one noticed. I left before dessert. Later that night, my phone buzzed. "Hey, what's the envelope you put in my bag?" I didn't respond. An hour later, another text. "Wait, Larry. Where did you get these screenshots?" Still, I said nothing. Then came the classic defense. That chat was taken out of context. You don't understand how girls talk. Right. Because casual brunch conversation always includes detailed strategies on how to drain a fiancé's bank account before staging a cheating scandal to dump him. Another text. "You're overreacting. You're making this into a thing. We're good. Just breathe." I told her I was breathing just fine. She called. I ignored it. The next day, she pivoted to apology mode. Said it was just banter, that I was always so literal. That I wasn't supposed to see it. As if the real offense was access, not content. I agreed with her. "You're right," I said over text. "I shouldn't have read it. That was wrong of me." She relaxed immediately. Even sent a kiss emoji. That afternoon, she bragged in the group chat. "He bought it. We're back on. El Mayo." I screenshotted that too. Then, I sent the full chat history to her mother. No message. No explanation. Just the PDF with the subject line. "Before the wedding, you might want to read this." I did the same with her aunt, the one paying for the cake. Then, I ordered dinner and watched a documentary about volcanoes. For inspiration. Helena left for her bachelorette weekend on a Thursday, in high spirits. She said something about aligning her chakras before the chaos. Her suitcase had 3 outfit changes per day and a whole section labeled content. She kissed me on the cheek like nothing had happened, told me she'd miss me. I told her to have fun. She didn't notice half her closet was already gone. Over the course of 3 quiet nights, while she was out doing yoga or strategy brunches, I had moved out. It wasn't even difficult. She never noticed anything that didn't involve a ring light or an Instagram tag. By the time her Uber pulled away, the apartment was half empty. The lease was no longer in my name. The key card she carried? Deactivated. The Wi-Fi? Cancelled. On the dresser, I left 3 things. The engagement ring, placed neatly in its original box. A flash drive, labeled from the wallet. A handwritten note on a post-it. Just here to support. Emotionally and financially. That's what wallets do, right? No yelling. No confrontation. No dramatic exit. Just an empty apartment and 10 gigabytes of receipts. About 5 hours later, the messages started. Larry, what the F*** is this? Where are you? Asterisk. You're ruining everything. Then my personal favorite. I let you love me. That one actually made me laugh out loud. She called. I didn't pick up. She FaceTimed. Ignored. By the time I turned my phone off for the night, I had 32 unread messages. Then came the banging. The next morning, she showed up at my new apartment. I don't know how she got the address. Maybe one of her friends. Maybe she followed me. Didn't matter. What mattered was the image burned into my peephole. Helena, still in last night's clothes, hair frizzy from humidity, pounding on the door like I owed her back pay for emotional labor. Larry, open the door. I watched silently. She had no idea I was home. I had Chinese takeout on my lap and a rerun of Kitchen Nightmares playing on low volume. She screamed my name 2 more times. My neighbor peeked out, caught my eye through his door crack, raised an eyebrow. You good? I nodded. Helena eventually slid down the wall, sitting there for 15 minutes before storming off. I never said a word. The next day? Silence. That's when I knew she was in damage control mode. People like her don't reflect. They strategize. I got confirmation that afternoon from an unexpected source, Tara, the bridal shower host. Former bridesmaid, technically. Apparently, the screenshots I sent to her mom and aunt had spread through the entire family group chat. Her mother? Mortified. Her aunt? Pulled funding for the wedding cake. Her sister? Dropped out of the bridal party entirely. Tara's message was short. I didn't know it was that bad. Sorry you had to see that stuff. I didn't respond. Meanwhile, Helena scrambled to get ahead of the collapse. She posted a dramatic 30-second reel to her wellness account. Crying on a patio, sad piano music in the background. The voiceover. Sometimes people break you right before your breakthrough. The caption. To those asking why the wedding is off, I'm not ready to share details. But please know I'm healing. I chose love, and sometimes love doesn't choose you back. The comments were full of sympathy. From people who didn't know the story. The ones who did. They weren't buying it. One of her so-called friends, Becca, DM'd me. Said Helena was spinning it into a tale of miscommunication and emotional abuse. That I had been too distant, too controlling, too logical. I forwarded Becca the screenshots Helena had sent about her. The ones where she mocked Becca's selfies and debated kicking her out of the bridal party if she posted one more blurry thirst trap. Becca stopped defending her real fast after that. A few days later, someone anonymously leaked the full PDF to a local gossip subreddit. It didn't blow up, but it was enough to dent Helena's influencer image. A brand deal quietly pulled out. She went silent online for a week. As for the honeymoon, she still went. Turns out, the retreat was non-refundable. The photos she posted were grim, shared bunks, no makeup, group drum circles. One of the retreat leaders even posted a photo of her journaling with the caption, "Facing truth isn't always pretty." I saved that one. Me. I spent what would have been our honeymoon week in Iceland. Hiked a glacier. Ate something I couldn't pronounce. Sat in a hot spring with a volcano in the background. Posted exactly one photo. Me in sunglasses holding a beer. Steam rising all around me. Caption. Emotionally supportive wallet on vacation. No withdrawals accepted. 3 days later, Helena messaged me from a burner account. I miss you. I made a mistake. I left it on read. Typed something once. Deleted it. Because here's the thing. You don't get to milk someone and then cry when the well runs dry. You don't get to call someone safe, boring, convenient, and then wonder why they stopped showing up. You don't get to laugh behind someone's back and expect to keep a seat at their table. Final message from me? No message at all. Just silence. Because some people don't deserve closure.